Okay, what's good everyone? Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time to my channel, of course, please don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, I really appreciate that, and that'll be very much appreciated. So today I just want to talk about, you know, what travel really is, and I just want to really discuss pretty much, how could I say, just talking about the expat life, and how people really view and perceive the life to really be. This really came on my mind because you always hear about people talking about how it's so easy to travel, live abroad and so forth. I think without really considering, just it's not for everyone. This expat life, it takes a certain type of mindset. It takes a certain type of cloth to really embrace and live this kind of lifestyle. Everyone talks about how easy it is and how you're living your best life, and you're so lucky, you're so fortunate. But I think what people really forget to take into account is the amount of sacrifices you make to be able to make this life a reality and make it come true. Because coming from a Western country, I mean, we have all of the privileges in the world, of course, as we already know, but I think what people don't really take into account and realize is just how many traps and just overall sort of expenses and commitments, above all just dedications to the overall relationships that you may have back home. It's all well and good saying it's so easy and lucky for some, and that you're so lucky, and you don't know where the kind of position that I would be in, and that you're so lucky to be able to do this, because not everyone can do it. But what people don't really ever acknowledge or admit is that they just can't live without certain things that other people can, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. They see you living abroad and going to these different places, but they don't realize all of the days you spent without the loneliness, the solitude, the lack of commitments, the privileges that you have to really sacrifice and give up to be able to make these things a reality. So yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it's just it's kind of mind-blowing if you really think about just how closed-minded people can really be. Not everyone can do things by themselves. Not everyone is built to be able to function and carry themselves without relying on other people to do things, and that's probably one of the biggest mistakes that someone makes, or has, that kind of gives the wrong mindset and mentality to be able to want to really do this. Because if you really want to live this life, going to a different country by yourself is a whole different ball game. And people talk about how they go on trips and they travel with their other friends and family members and stuff, but it's a complete different conversation when you actually go to a country by yourself, alone, venturing out, exploring a place for a new time. It's not built for everyone, so it's not something that everyone can just do with ease. And it's something that I feel like it's something that more people could do, but they're not willing to give up the sacrifices and privileges to be able to take one step back to then take 3 steps forward to living the best life that they truly would deserve. So yeah, it's all about perspective and ultimately how much you really want it. Because if you really wanted to live that life, then you wouldn't have your own fancy accommodation, you wouldn't have the car, you wouldn't have the social interactions and the social life scene. You wouldn't be going out, you wouldn't have the drinking, you wouldn't be smoking. You'd give up doing all of these excess things to really make you realize that you don't really necessarily need them. And these are things that ultimately are the small differences that can ultimately lead to the difference between being able to actually do it or not. So yeah, at the end of the day, if you really want something, you'd really do it without thinking of excuses to really limit yourself and really being able to do it. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I think it's probably best to say that you have to go without to be able to feel richer and more fulfilled and happy, because your overall baseline of what you'd appreciate to be, how could I say, the limits to whereby you can enjoy things and actually feel content has to be low, because otherwise you'll never really appreciate anything. So, so drop the drink, drop the smoking, drop all of these excess things, take a step back, work on your health, go get in shape, be disciplined, save, really protect your dreams if you really want to make these dreams reality, because the truth is that no one wants you to do anything in life, everyone wants you to live in this bubble or box, and they never want you to actually really break out and burst out of the box. So it's on you to really make that change and really make that difference, to be able to get out of the box and live without limits. So it's all about what you want at the end of the day. If you want to stay within your comfort zone, stay in the comfort blanket of things, feel good, then there's nothing wrong with that either. At the end of the day, it's all about, opportunity cost and living to learn that and accept for what you sign up for is what you should face. So, if you really want to be an expat or have that expat life, then you're going to have to give up some of these things and give up the ties, commitments from back home to be able to do this with greater ease and less sort of things to sort of carry yourself from having that peace of mind. So it's all down to you. And the end of the day, that's all I've got to say about that. And other than this, just I think you should never really talk down on someone else, or just assume that people have it easy, or assume that some people are more fortunate than others to really do this. Because if you're from the West, if you have a passport, if you have Western currency, Western bank account, there's no reason why someone can do it and I can't, and vice versa. So at the end of the day, it's just all about pursuing your dreams, making them reality, suffering from having less things and sacrificing the things to have to live without, to be able to make these things come true. So less envy, more work, protect your dreams, and don't worry about what anyone else does, what anyone else thinks of you. It's all down to yourself. No one really cares as much as you do for what you really want to do, and go make them happen, and go live that life that you always wanted to live. That's all I gotta say. Take care, and blessings to everyone watching this. Thank you, and take it easy.